"Get out of my bakery." The entire shop went silent. The man standing in front of Olivia Bennett looked shocked. Customers stopped eating. Even the cash register seemed louder than before. Olivia pointed toward the door. "I don't care how much money you're offering. Leave." The stranger stared at her. Most people would have accepted the envelope he was holding. Inside was $50,000. But Olivia pushed it back. Her voice didn't shake. "I said leave." What she didn't know was that the man she had just thrown out wasn't a desperate customer. He wasn't broke. He wasn't ordinary. He was Noah Kingston, one of the richest men in the city. A billionaire with connections powerful enough to make people disappear overnight. And the strangest part, Noah had spent months testing women after his former fiancée publicly humiliated him for his money. But this woman, this bakery owner, had just failed the test, or so he thought, because what Noah would discover later would leave him completely speechless. Chapter 1. The Woman Who Refused Money. 3 months earlier, every morning at 5 o'clock, Olivia Bennett unlocked the front door of Bennett's bakery. The routine never changed. Lights on, ovens heated, dough prepared, coffee brewed. It was simple, predictable, and exhausting. Most people in town thought Olivia was struggling because she made poor business decisions. The truth was very different. Almost 70% of her earnings disappeared before she ever spent $1 on herself. Medical bills, physical therapy, special equipment, transportation. Every month, nearly everything she earned went toward caring for her disabled father. Only a few people knew. Olivia preferred it that way. She hated sympathy. She hated pity even more. Whenever customers asked why she never took vacations, she always laughed and changed the subject. Whenever friends asked why she never dated seriously, she gave the same answer. "I'm busy." Technically it wasn't a lie. But it wasn't the whole truth either. Because caring for her father wasn't the only reason. Years earlier, she had fallen deeply in love with a man who promised forever. Then he disappeared the moment life became difficult. Since then, Olivia trusted actions more than words. Promises were easy. Loyalty was expensive. That lesson never left her. And because of it, she noticed things most people ignored. She noticed who treated waiters respectfully, who returned borrowed money, who only called when they needed favors, who disappeared during hard times. Those details mattered to her. More than flowers, more than compliments, more than charm. Unfortunately, that made dating difficult. Meanwhile, across the city, Noah Kingston sat inside the top floor of Kingston Global Holdings. The office overlooked almost the entire skyline. Private elevators, private security, private everything. Yet none of it made him happy. Not after what happened. 6 months earlier, his fiancée had publicly ended their engagement. Not because she stopped loving him. Because she discovered someone richer. The humiliation spread online. News outlets covered it. Business magazines discussed it. People laughed. What hurt wasn't losing her. It was realizing she had never loved him at all. After that, Noah stopped trusting everyone. Especially women interested in him. That was when he created the test. No designer suits. No luxury cars. No billionaire lifestyle. Instead, he disguised himself as an ordinary man. Simple clothes. Modest apartment. Regular job. Anyone interested in him would have to be interested in him. Not his money. At least that was the theory. The problem? Every woman eventually failed. Some demanded expensive gifts. Others complained about his lifestyle. One even admitted she would never marry a man without money. The disappointments continued. Until one rainy Tuesday morning, Noah entered Bennett's bakery. The place was crowded, warm, comfortable, different. Most customers knew each other. People laughed. Children waved at Olivia. Old couples stayed longer than necessary. Something about the bakery felt real. Something money couldn't buy. Noah ordered coffee. Nothing more. Olivia handed it over. Their interaction lasted less than 30 seconds. Yet Noah noticed something strange. She didn't flirt, didn't stare, didn't try to impress him. Actually, she barely looked at him. That alone caught his attention. Over the next several weeks, he returned repeatedly. Sometimes every day, sometimes twice a day. Slowly they talked more. Coffee became conversation. Conversation became friendship. Friendship became something neither wanted to name. But Noah wasn't finished testing. Not even close. Because every relationship eventually reached the same moment. The moment where money changed everything. And he needed to know whether Olivia would be different. What Noah didn't realize was that someone else had already noticed him visiting the bakery. Someone watching carefully. Someone with her own plans. Someone who stood to gain millions if Noah never found genuine love. Her name was Clara Kingston, Noah's cousin, and future heir to part of the Kingston fortune. If Noah remained single, if Noah remained distrustful, if Noah remained broken, Clara's future remained secure. But if Noah found someone worthy, everything changed. The moment Clara learned about Olivia Bennett, she made a decision. And that decision would soon put all three of their lives on a collision course. Because while Noah believed he was testing Olivia, someone else had already begun testing both of them. But neither Noah nor Olivia knew it yet. And everything was about to change. Chapter 2, The Tests Begin. For the next few weeks, Noah continued visiting the bakery. At first, Olivia thought nothing of it. Lots of customers came regularly. Some stopped by for coffee. Others came for pastries. But Noah was different. He stayed longer. Asked questions. Remembered details. And most importantly, he listened. That alone made him stand out. One afternoon, Olivia was carrying several heavy flour bags into the storage room. Before she could lift the largest one, Noah appeared. "Need help?" She laughed. "You ask that every time. And every time you say no. Maybe because I can do it myself." Noah smiled. "But can you?" The challenge made her grin. A few minutes later, they carried the bags together. Small moment. Nothing dramatic. Yet Noah paid attention. Most people only showed kindness when it benefited them. Olivia didn't. She thanked him sincerely. Then immediately returned to work. No flirting. No manipulation. No hidden agenda. At least none that Noah could see. But he still wasn't convinced. His ex-fiancée had seemed genuine too. For months. Before revealing her true colors. This was the mistake Noah kept making. He expected betrayal. And because he expected it, he kept looking for it. A week later, he launched his first serious test. Over coffee, he casually mentioned losing his job. The statement wasn't true. But Olivia didn't know that. "I got laid off yesterday." She looked up. Concern immediately crossed her face. "I'm sorry." Noah nodded. "Yeah. It's not great." Pause followed. Then Olivia asked something unexpected. "Do you have enough saved to get through a few months?" Noah blinked. Most people would have asked how much he earned. Or what position he lost. Or whether he planned to find something better. Instead, she worried about whether he could survive. That surprised him. Wait. The real surprise came next. Without hesitation, Olivia walked to the register. She opened a small drawer, removed an envelope, and handed it to him. Noah frowned. "What's this?" "Emergency money." "No. Take it." He stared. Inside sat nearly $2,000. Money she clearly couldn't afford to lose. "I can't take this." "You can." "Why?" Her answer was simple. "Because losing your job is hard." Noah felt something shift inside him. Something uncomfortable. Something dangerous. Because for the first time in months, one of his tests wasn't going according to plan. The problem? He liked that. Very much. Meanwhile, Clara was growing nervous. She sat inside her luxury penthouse reviewing reports from a private investigator. Every visit, every conversation, every interaction between Noah and Olivia. All documented. The more she read, the less she liked. Olivia wasn't failing. She was passing. Again. And again. And again. That couldn't continue. Not if Clara wanted control of the family fortune. So she decided to intervene. Personally, what happened next would change everything. Several days later, a well-dressed woman entered the bakery. Designer purse. Expensive jewelry. Perfect smile. Olivia immediately recognized wealth. The woman introduced herself as Claire. Fake name. Course. Olivia didn't know she was actually Clara Kingston, Noah's cousin. The woman ordered coffee and sat quietly, watching, listening, learning. Then she struck. So, are you and Noah dating? Olivia nearly dropped a tray. No. Really? Really? Clara smiled. Interesting. Because if Olivia wasn't officially dating Noah yet, destroying the relationship would be easier. Much easier. But she needed information first. And Olivia unknowingly gave her exactly what she needed. Because during their conversation, Clara discovered Olivia's biggest weakness. Her father. The medical bills. The therapy expenses. The financial pressure. The sacrifices. Every detail. And Clara immediately saw opportunity. An opportunity that would soon become a weapon. By the time she left the bakery, the first stage of her plan had already begun. But Olivia didn't know that. Neither did Noah. And that was exactly what made Clara dangerous. Because the people who smile the most sometimes hide the sharpest knives. That was the moment everything started falling apart. Chapter 3. The First Betrayal. 3 days later, Olivia received a phone call. The hospital. Her stomach tightened instantly. Calls from the hospital rarely brought good news. She answered immediately. The news hit hard. Her father's specialized wheelchair had failed. The replacement cost was enormous. Far beyond what she could currently afford. For several seconds, she couldn't speak. The number felt impossible. Years of savings would disappear overnight. What she didn't know was that the problem wasn't an accident. Someone had paid a technician to sabotage the equipment. Someone wanted Olivia desperate. Someone wanted her vulnerable. Someone wanted her to make mistakes. That someone was Clara. Meanwhile, Noah noticed Olivia seemed distracted, exhausted, worried. Every smile looked forced. Every conversation ended early. Eventually he asked, "What's wrong?" Olivia hesitated, then told him everything. The hospital, the wheelchair, cost, the fear. Noah listened carefully. His instinct was simple. Write a check. Solve the problem. Move on. But that would destroy the entire test. So instead he remained silent. And immediately hated himself for it. Because watching her struggle felt worse than expected. Far worse. That night he couldn't sleep. The next morning he made a decision. Anonymous help. No names. No credit. No reveal. Just help. Unfortunately, someone intercepted the plan. Clara. Using her connections, she redirected the payment. Then created fake documents. Documents designed to make it appear that Olivia had accepted money from another wealthy man. A married businessman. The evidence looked convincing. Photos. Transfers. Messages. Everything fabricated. Everything believable. Everything dangerous. Days later, those documents landed directly on Noah's desk. First he laughed. Impossible. Olivia wouldn't do that. Would she? The question bothered him. Then another question appeared. What if every woman eventually disappointed him? What if Olivia wasn't different after all? What if she simply hid it better? The doubt grew. Slowly. Silently. Like poison. And Clara knew exactly what she was doing. Because trust doesn't collapse all at once. It breaks one crack at a time. A week later, Noah confronted Olivia. Not directly. Not honestly. Another test. Terrible one. I heard something about you. Olivia frowned. What? Nothing. The answer irritated her. If you're going to accuse me, say it. I didn't accuse you. Then why bring it up? Silence. Dangerous silence. For the first time since meeting, tension appeared between them. Real tension. And Clara watched everything unfold from a distance, smiling. Because Noah was finally doing exactly what she wanted. Doubting Olivia. Questioning Olivia. Pulling away from Olivia. But there was something Clara didn't know. Something even Noah didn't know. Olivia had noticed strange things too. The hospital issue. The mysterious visitor. The growing misunderstandings. Timing. None of it felt natural. Someone was moving pieces behind the scenes. Someone was playing a game. And Olivia had quietly started investigating. What she discovered next would change the entire story. But that wasn't even the worst part. Chapter 4. The trap closes. For the first time since meeting Noah, Olivia felt afraid. Not because of money. Not because of her father's health. But because too many strange things were happening at the same time. The broken wheelchair. The mysterious woman called Claire. The sudden rumors. The distance growing between her and Noah. Individually, each event could have been explained. Together, they felt planned. That realization kept her awake at night. Someone was pulling strings. But who? And why? Meanwhile, Noah was fighting a battle inside his own mind. Part of him trusted Olivia. The other part remembered every betrayal he had ever experienced. Every lie. Every disappointment. Every woman who smiled while calculating his net worth. The scars were deeper than he admitted. And Clara knew exactly how to use them. One afternoon, she arrived at Noah's office carrying a file. She didn't look excited. She looked concerned. Which made her performance even more convincing. Noah! What is it? I didn't want to show you this. That sentence alone made him nervous. She slid photographs across the desk. Noah's expression darkened. The photos showed Olivia meeting an older businessman outside an expensive restaurant. The man handed her an envelope. Then another photo showed them talking privately. Then another. Then another. Everything looked terrible. Everything looked real. But none of it was what it seemed. The businessman wasn't a secret lover. He wasn't paying Olivia for anything inappropriate. He was actually the owner of a charity foundation helping cover part of her father's medical expenses. A foundation Olivia never applied for. A foundation she planned to investigate. But Noah didn't know that. And Clara wasn't about to explain. What do you think? Clara asked carefully. Noah didn't answer. 'Cause for the first time, he wasn't sure what to believe. That night he skipped the bakery. Then he skipped another day. Then another. Olivia noticed immediately. Something was wrong. Very wrong. And then came the phone call. A stranger's voice. Cold. Confident. Stop seeing Noah Kingston. Olivia froze. The name hit her like a truck. Kingston. The billionaire family. The family everyone knew. The family connected to enormous wealth and whispered power. Her grip tightened around the phone. What did you say? The caller hung up. Just like that. No explanation. No answers. Only questions. And one shocking detail. Noah's last name. Suddenly everything started making sense. Or at least pieces of it did. The expensive watch he never explained. The security guard who greeted him strangely one morning. The luxury car she once saw dropping him off 3 blocks away from the bakery. Pieces fit. But they created a bigger question. Who exactly was Noah? And why had he lied? What happened next changed everything. Instead of confronting him immediately, Olivia started digging. Quietly. Carefully. Patiently. Within days she discovered something unbelievable. Noah wasn't just wealthy. He was one of the wealthiest men in the state. The owner of a massive business empire. The same man newspapers constantly featured. The same billionaire who disappeared from public events months ago. And suddenly, the entire relationship looked different. Every conversation, every test, every coincidence. Had he been testing her? The realization hurt more than she expected, because she genuinely cared about him. Not his money, not his status. And now she didn't know what was real anymore. But instead of walking away, Olivia made a decision. If Noah wanted to test people, then she would test him too. Without telling him. Without warning him. Without giving him a chance to prepare. Because trust worked both ways. And Noah wasn't the only one with something to lose. Meanwhile, Clara received troubling news. Her investigator had discovered Olivia was asking questions. Dangerous questions. Questions that could expose everything. For the first time, Clara felt nervous. Because smart people could be manipulated. But determined people, they were unpredictable. And Olivia Bennett was becoming very unpredictable. What happened next? No one was prepared for. Chapter 5. The sacrifice no one saw coming. 3 weeks later, disaster struck Noah's empire. Or at least that's what everyone believed. News spread quickly. Kingston Global was facing a massive financial crisis. Investors were panicking. Markets reacted. Business channels discussed little else. The story exploded overnight. And for the first time in years, Noah appeared vulnerable. The truth. The crisis wasn't entirely real. Part of it was another test. A bigger test. The biggest one yet. Noah wanted to know what Olivia would do if she believed he had lost everything. Would she stay? Would she leave? Would she finally reveal her true intentions? So he disappeared from public view. No luxury vehicles. No expensive suits. No signs of wealth. Just Noah. The ordinary version. The version Olivia first met. Then he waited. What he expected happened quickly. Business contacts vanished. Social acquaintances disappeared. People who once begged for meetings stopped answering calls. The pattern was familiar. The pattern was depressing. Then came Olivia. And nothing happened the way Noah expected. Not only did she stay, she stepped closer. Much closer. When she heard he was struggling financially, she did something unbelievable. She sold her mother's wedding jewelry. The last valuable family possession she owned. Jewelry she had sworn never to part with. Jewelry carrying years of memories. Years of emotion. Years of history. She sold it all. Then placed the money in front of Noah. Take it. Noah stared. What? Take it. No. Why not? Because he couldn't explain the truth. He couldn't tell her he was actually a billionaire. He couldn't tell her this was another test. He couldn't tell her she was breaking every assumption he ever had. So he sat there speechless. Olivia pushed the envelope closer. You helped me when my father needed support. The statement nearly shattered him. Because he hadn't helped enough. Not nearly enough. And yet she believed he had. The guilt was becoming unbearable. Wait. Gets worse. That same night, Clara made her most dangerous move yet. She arranged for confidential Kingston family documents to disappear. Then she anonymously tipped investigators. The goal was simple. Make it look like Olivia stole them. Destroy her reputation forever. Destroy Noah's trust permanently. Destroy any future they might have together. And for a few terrifying days, the plan worked. Evidence pointed directly toward Olivia. Witnesses confirmed seeing her near the building. Security footage appeared convincing. Everything looked hopeless. Noah received the report personally. His hands shook while reading it. Part of him refused to believe it. Part of him wanted answers. Part of him feared the worst. Then he remembered the jewelry. The sacrifice. The kindness. The countless tests she had already passed. And finally, for the first time, Noah stopped asking whether Olivia deserved trust. Instead, he asked a different question. Who benefits if I stop trusting her? The answer came instantly. Clara. And that realization changed everything. Because suddenly every strange event, every coincidence, every misunderstanding, pointed toward one person. His cousin. The person he trusted most. The person standing closest to the inheritance. The person with the strongest motive. And in that moment, the entire puzzle finally began coming together. And what Noah discovered next would change everything forever. Chapter 6. The Woman Who Knew All Along. Noah didn't sleep that night. The pieces finally fit together. The fake evidence. The missing documents. The rumors. The hospital sabotage. The anonymous phone calls. The photographs. The misunderstandings. Every road led back to one person. Clara. His own cousin. The woman he had trusted for years. The woman who smiled while slowly trying to destroy his future. For the first time, Noah stopped reacting. He started planning. Because if Clara truly believed she was winning, then she would become careless. And careless people make mistakes. 3 days later, Noah arranged a private family meeting. Only a handful of people were invited. Senior executives, family lawyers, board members, and Clara. The invitation claimed it was about inheritance planning. Naturally, Clara arrived early, confident, relaxed, certain victory was close. What she didn't know was that Noah had spent the last 72 hours collecting evidence. Real evidence. Bank transfers, phone records, security footage, witness statements, everything. Enough to expose her. Enough to destroy her. Enough to end her games forever. Meanwhile, Olivia was facing a battle of her own. The accusations against her had spread faster than she expected. Customers whispered. Neighbors stared. Some people believed she had stolen company documents. Others believed she was dating Noah for money. The rumors hurt. But she stayed silent. Because she had discovered something important. Something Noah still didn't know. Months earlier, long before Noah walked into her bakery pretending to be ordinary, Olivia had already recognized him. Not immediately. Not on the first day. But shortly afterward. A business magazine left behind by a customer revealed everything. His face. His name. His empire. His wealth. Everything. She knew. The entire time. And she never said a word. Why? 'Cause she wanted to know something too. Was Noah capable of loving someone without controlling them? Without testing them? Without hiding behind fear? The moment she realized he was pretending, she began her own test. And Noah never noticed. Not once. Now, sitting alone inside her bakery after closing time, Olivia looked at an old photograph of her parents. Her father smiling. Her mother laughing. Family before tragedy changed everything. Family built on trust. Not games. Not secrets. Trust. And suddenly she made a decision. A decision that would change everything. The next morning she wrote a letter. Not a long one. Just honest. Painfully honest. Then she placed it inside an envelope. If Noah passed her final test, he would receive it. If not, she would leave forever. What happened next? No one saw coming. The double reveal. The family meeting began at noon. The atmosphere felt tense. Heavy. Dangerous. Clara sat comfortably at the far end of the conference table. Noah entered moments later. Focused. Different. The room immediately fell silent. Then Noah began speaking. At first, his voice remained steady. Professional. Controlled. But as he revealed evidence against Clara, the room changed. Faces hardened. Expressions shifted. Questions turned into accusations. Accusations turned into outrage. One by one, Clara's lies collapsed. The bribe technician. The forged documents. The fake photographs. The manipulated evidence. Everything. Exposed. Every secret dragged into the light. For several seconds, Clara simply stared. Speechless. Then panic arrived. Real panic. Because she finally understood. The game was over. The inheritance was gone. Her influence was gone. Her future was gone. Security escorted her from the building before the meeting ended. Just like that. Years of manipulation ended. Noah should have felt victorious. He felt empty. Because there was still one person left to face. Olivia. The woman he claimed to love. The woman he had tested repeatedly. The woman he had doubted. The woman who deserved answers. So Noah drove directly to the bakery. His heart pounded the entire way. For the first time in years, the billionaire was terrified. Not of business. Not of enemies. Not of losing money. Of losing her. When he arrived, Olivia was waiting. Almost as if she knew he would come. For several seconds neither spoke. Then Noah finally broke the silence. "I'm sorry." Olivia looked at him quietly. "I know. I should have trusted you. You should have. I was wrong." Yes. No anger. No shouting. No drama. Somehow that made it harder. Then Noah took a deep breath. And revealed everything. The fake identity. Test. The fear. The betrayal by his former fiancée. Every secret. Every mistake. Every truth. When he finished, the room fell silent. Then Olivia smiled. Small smile. A mysterious smile. And handed him the envelope. "Read it." Noah opened it. His eyes moved across the page. Then stopped. Then widened. Then stopped again. Because the first sentence read, "I knew you were Noah Kingston almost from the beginning." Noah looked up immediately. "What?" Olivia laughed softly. "I recognized you months ago." His jaw nearly dropped. "What?" "You weren't the only one running tests." Silence. Complete silence. Noah stared. Unable to speak. Unable to think. Unable to process what he was hearing. Then Olivia continued. "I wanted to know whether the billionaire behind the disguise was actually a good man." Noah blinked. She smiled again. "So I watched." Another pause. "I watched how you treated employees." Another pause. "How you handled disappointment." Another pause. "How you treated people who couldn't offer you anything." Noah stood frozen. The realization hit him all at once. Every test. Every observation. Every moment. She had known. The entire time. And suddenly he understood the truth. He hadn't been testing Olivia. Not really. Olivia had been testing him too. Somehow. She had done it better. That was the moment Noah Kingston became completely speechless. Ending. 6 months later, Bennett's bakery expanded into a second location. Not because Noah bought it. Because Olivia earned it. Her father received better medical care. The rumors disappeared. The wounds slowly healed. And for the first time in years, Noah stopped looking for betrayal everywhere. He stopped testing people. Stopped expecting the worst. Stopped letting old pain control new relationships. Because Olivia taught him something his billions never could. Trust is not built through tests. It's built through choices. Every day. One choice at a time. And perhaps the most shocking truth of all, the woman he believed was being tested was actually the strongest person in the room from the very beginning. Sometimes the people we think we're judging are quietly judging us too. The greatest power reversal happens when the person holding all the money discovers they never held the real power at all. The real power belonged to the person who never needed it. The lesson: fear can protect your heart. But if you hold on to it too long, can also keep love out. And now we'd love to hear from you. If you discovered someone was secretly testing your love, would you forgive them or would you walk away? Let us know in the comments below.